Okay, YouTube fam, I'm still cooking Thanksgiving dishes. The next dish coming up, Smithfield ham. One of my favorite dishes for Thanksgiving. I'm gonna show you how I do mine, okay? Stick with me. Okay, first off, I'm gonna open it. I love Smithfield hams. They are delicious. They are delicious. Okay. Let me throw these juices away right here. What I'm gonna do really, I'm gonna go to the sink and wash my ham really well. You make sure you do that, okay? And that shouldn't take long, but make sure you wash it, okay? Okay, YouTube fam. I've already cleaned it, washed it, and it is a beautiful ham. It really is. This is not a whole ham, as you can see. It's a half of a ham, but that's okay. That's what I always get at Thanksgiving. You get whatever kind you like. You can get the fully, the whole ham, or you can get a half, okay? And like I say, I always get the Smithfield ham. They are delicious. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I do it. Okay? After washing it, okay, I'm not gonna put it in the oven like this. Okay? In this pan. I'm gonna put it in another pan that I always use. I always cook it in this pan right here. I just love this pan. What I do is I'll lay my aluminum foil down. I'll lay it down like this in the pan. Okay, and then I just transfer it from this pan to this one. Move this out the way. Okay, and I put it in this one. Okay, sometimes they'll come with a thermometer, but this one doesn't, because for one thing, they're already, they're already fully cooked. They really are. You can eat it just like it is, but I always put mine in the oven, okay? And I always bake it at probably, 345 degrees for about, I'm probably gonna leave it in there for about 3.5 hours, okay? And it's gonna be delicious, okay? And what I normally do is I'll just bring these two up like this. And bring the sides up like this. Okay. And now, as you can see, a piece of the ham is still showing. I don't want that, so I'm gonna have to use one more piece of aluminum foil. And what I'll do is, well, I like for my juices to fall. The juices are gonna fall down. So what I normally do is turn it that way, the cut side down. Okay, I have it in here. You can't tell right now, but I have the cut side down. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. That's how I'm gonna bake it. Okay. And once it's through cooking for about hold on 1 second. I'm also gonna put I'll put about a cup of water. Let's make that 2 cups of water in here, okay? 2 cups of water in the pan that we're cooking it in. Okay? And like I say, we're gonna put it in the oven for 3.5 hours at 345 degrees. And when it's finished, it's gonna be delicious. See how easy that was? Okay, let me put it in the oven. Okay, YouTube fam, we're continuing on with our Thanksgiving dishes, okay? Now I'm cooking the collards, the collard greens. You remember the ones that I bought at Piggly Wiggly? You saw them on my shopping haul. Okay, I cut them up. I washed them really, really well. I'll do another video on how I cleaned them and washed them and cut them up. But anyway, after I did that, I put them in a freezer bag, and now I'm cooking them. I have 1 bag already in the pot. Okay? And I'm gonna put, as soon as they cook down, I'm gonna add this bunch in there. They're frozen also, so you can put them in there frozen. Most people do. And we're gonna cook them for about an hour, and they'll be done. Okay? Stay with me. Okay, YouTube fam, I hope everyone is doing well today. We're gonna start working on our next Thanksgiving dish, potato salad. I purchased a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes during my grocery haul. You'll see that on the past video if you want to look at it. Okay, what I normally do is I just cut my potatoes up, and then I'll dice them. And not really dice them, but I'll cut them about that size. Can you see? Hold on, let me put the camera down. Okay, about that size. And I've already cut this one. I'm going to show you how I do it. I just cut it in half, and you know, you don't want to cut no big ones. If you do cut big ones, that'll be fine as long as they're tender, but not too tender, because if you cook them too long, they'll just, to me, they'll look like mashed potatoes. So you don't want to do that, okay? And cut them about that size. Let me, okay, can you see that? And once you get through cutting them all, you make sure you rinse them several times before you put them on the stove top. And you're gonna boil them for about, I would say about 30 minutes. But at that 20-minute mark, check them and make sure they're not too tender, okay? Once we do that, I'll be back and I'll show you how to finish my delicious potato salad for Thanksgiving. Stick with me and hit the like button for me, okay? Thanks. Okay, YouTube fam, I've added the second batch of collards to the pot, okay? And like I say, they're gonna cook probably about 45 minutes to an hour. And they'll be done, and they're gonna be delicious. Okay, now follow me over here. Like you saw, I've already, let me move the camera up a little. I've already cut my potatoes up. I rinsed them really, really well. And I put them on the stove top. That's for my potato salad. And also in the water are eggs. I do my eggs too at that time. I boil my eggs because I put eggs in my potato salad, okay? And that's a good way to save time. And now they're not gonna cook 20 minutes. They're probably gonna cook 10 minutes, the eggs, and then they'll be ready. Okay? Stick with me. Okay, YouTube fam, we finish up on our potato salad, okay? The potatoes have gotten tender just the way I like it, not too tender. I've drained them and rinsed them and make sure that all the water, was out of them. And I usually put it in a pretty dish, but this time I'm making this right here for someone else. I'm catering this to someone else. So I'm putting it in a dish like this. I'm gonna make my own, a little later, okay? I'm gonna put the potatoes in there. They're beautiful. They are beautiful, okay? And the reason I'm putting them in here, I'll have much more room and it's a prettier presentation to the customer. Okay? Gonna add a little salt. I hope you all are doing good today. Getting ready for Thanksgiving. I know you're busy. Pepper. Just gonna stir it a little. And I'm catering this for a family of 2. She does it every year. She wants me to make her potato salad for her. Hold on 1 second. Okay, to this, I'm gonna add a few onions. Maybe 2 tablespoons of onions. 2 tablespoons of celery. 2 tablespoons of bell pepper. Okay. Looking good already. And it's smelling good. Okay. I'm gonna just stir it a little and stir it gently. You don't wanna, the potatoes, they're tender, but I like to try to see my potatoes when I eat them or when I'm doing something for someone. Okay. That looks so pretty already. Okay. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of onion powder. 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. Smells good already. And hold on 1 second, let me get one more thing. Gonna add 2 tablespoons of Adobe all-purpose seasoning. It's got a good taste to it, and I want to add it to it, okay? So stir it a little. Okay. So pretty. Okay. Now I'm gonna add some eggs. Okay, I've already chopped them up the way I like them. You can chop yours however you want to. And this is gonna be 3 large eggs. Okay. And then stir it a little. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of sweet pickles. 2 tablespoons of relish. That's gonna give it a good taste. And the rest of the eggs. Okay, kind of mix that together. And don't mix fast, you just mix gently, okay? Oh, smells so good. I love potato salad during Thanksgiving. Even though I'm making this for someone else, I'm gonna make mine just the same way. I love potato salad during Thanksgiving. Okay. Now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of mayo. Okay. We may add more. We're going to see how this works. Let me get a different type of spoon. This spoon is really not working the way I like it to work for me. Hold on 1 second. And this is better. The wooden spoon is better. Potatoes are tender. I can feel them. Just stir them gently together. You know what? I think I like my other spoon better. Sorry. Gonna add 2 more tablespoons of mayo. Going back to my original spoon. Even though it's, I guess it's because normally I would mix it all up in a mixing dish and then do it in the platter. And this time I'm doing it in the platter. why it feels different to me, but it's okay. As long as you stir it in there good, it's gonna be okay. The reason I did this, I'm trying to save dishes that I'm having to wash, because during Thanksgiving it's just hectic. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, YouTube family. That's better. Okay. Uh-oh, sorry. Okay, YouTube fam. I kind of mixed everything in there together. I also added 2 tablespoons of mustard and mix it well. Then I smoothed the dish out. Okay, let me tell you what I'm gonna do next. I think I'm going to I'm gonna slice 1 more egg over the top, just for the presentation. You don't have to do this if you don't like. It doesn't matter. I just want to do something a little different today. Okay. There you go. And then at the end, before I put my cover on top, I'm gonna add some paprika on top. And this just gives a very, very great presentation to any dish that you're making, especially a potato salad. A little bit more. Okay. And there you have it. Let me bring it in a little. My famous potato salad for Thanksgiving. It's homemade and it's gonna be delicious. Stick with me. Okay, YouTube fam. The collards turned out just beautiful. They are beautiful. Okay? Now, what we're gonna do now is work on the dressing. We're just gonna, not the dressing per se, but we're gonna do the mixture for the dressing, okay? Cause, well, you'll see. Stick with me. Trust me, you don't wanna be watching anyone else today. This is the best dressing you ever had. Stick with me, okay? Do you remember the cornbread that I cooked on this video that I did the other day? I'm pretty sure you do. Well, this is the cornbread. I put it in a plate and I had it in the refrigerator, but it's been out of the refrigerator all day long because I knew I was going to do my dressing today. Okay? This is what we're going to do. We're going to add the cornbread to the pan, to the pot rather. Okay, YouTube fam, after I've crumbled up my bread, my cornbread, I'm going to show you what we do next. I'm going to be sauteing the vegetables first before I add them to my cornbread. And the reason I do that is because I don't want anyone tasting any crunchy vegetables. Some people may like that, but I've just always done this. You know, it's just to each his own. But I always saute my vegetables first. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to cover this. Put it back there, and I'm ready to saute my vegetables. I have a teaspoon of celery. Well, make that 3 teaspoons of celery. me turn it down a little. A little bit above medium. 3 teaspoons of bell pepper. Three teaspoons of onions. Okay. And I'm just going to saute this. In olive oil and butter. Put that in there. Okay, we got a big piece in here. We're going to get that, and what I'm going to do is cut it, because I cut all my vegetables in my mini chopper. Sometimes it'll miss some pieces. That's okay. There's another piece right there, because I don't want any big pieces in my dressing. Okay. Let me get a napkin. Okay. Saute this just to get it a little tender. That's what we're looking for. That's all we're really doing. I'm going to turn it down even lower. Okay. Just follow what I'm doing, and your dressing will be the best dressing that you've ever had. I've been cooking for over 15 years. I'm not going to tell you anything that's not true or anything that's not going to work. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move the collards to the counter so I can work with my cornbread mixture. Okay. While that's continuing to saute, I'm going to add some pepper to my cornbread. Pepper is, and this is about 2 teaspoons for the pepper. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. So I'm gonna add that to my cornbread. Okay. Stir that in. We're just getting started. We're just getting started. Okay. I'll cover that back up. Add some more olive oil. A little bit more butter. And the reason I add olive oil and butter is because both of them just give the dressing such a great taste. Okay. And we're going to do the same process. Three teaspoons of celery. 3 teaspoons bell pepper. 3 teaspoons onion. Okay. And stir. Gonna let that saute for about 2 minutes. That's what it's gonna take. About 2 minutes, okay? Okay, YouTube fam. We're gonna add our second onions, bell pepper, and celery. before I start stirring, I'm gonna go ahead and start the other one. Okay, olive oil. Teaspoon of butter. One, 2, 3 teaspoons of celery, 3 teaspoons of bell pepper, and again 3 teaspoons of onions. Okay, and that's going to be the last mixture that we're going to add to the dressing. That'll be enough for my 2 pans. Now, if you're cooking more, then you want to keep going, you know, because you're going to need more of the onions, bell pepper, and celery, okay? We're going to let that. And with this, let me pick up this top, rinse it off. Go ahead and stir that. Okay, and like I say, this last mixture that I just added to the skillet, that's going to be all we need for our dressing. Okay, and once that's sauteed, I'll bring you back. Stay with me, and please, YouTube family, hit the like button. Please, I need your support. I've always had your support. You new ones that are just watching, please hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. You just don't know how much. And if you decide to leave before I finish my video, happy Thanksgiving to you, okay? Thanks for watching. Okay, YouTube fam. This is the last of my onions, bell pepper, and celery that I'm going to add to my cornbread, okay? Oh, it just smells so good in this kitchen. And I know some of you, you're working on your Thanksgiving dishes also. It's a job, but hey, I love to cook. I don't know about you, but I just love to cook for my family. Okay, I've turned all the stove off. Okay. Oh, it just, like I say, it just smells so good in here. See how, let's see if it's showing. See how delicious it looks? It's gonna taste delicious also, and we're not finished. Follow me through, okay? Don't miss a step. If you miss a step, it's not gonna be delicious. It's gonna be missing something. Okay? All right. There we go. Okay. Now, we're gonna add some poultry seasoning. We're going to add 1 teaspoonful of poultry seasoning. Okay. And we're going to stir it. If you don't have poultry seasoning, it's not going to be like it's supposed to be. You really need that poultry seasoning. So if you want to stop the video, or you can continue to watch and maybe get you some poultry seasoning and then do my recipe, okay? But you need that poultry seasoning because that's gonna make your dressing just taste terrific. And you stir it, okay? Now we're gonna add 1 packet of Lipton onion soup mix. It doesn't have to be Lipton onion soup mix. You can do a no brand name. And you just add the entire packet to the dressing. It's gonna give the dressing just a great, great taste. And you just stir it in there. Okay. Let's see. Some of the came off on the stove. I'm just gonna add it back to it. I don't like to waste stuff. Okay. And just continue to stir. Every time you add something, you need to stir it. Stir that ingredient into your cornbread mixture well. That makes a difference also. Okay? Okay. Now what we're gonna do is add some stuffing mixture to it. You don't have to, but I always do. And what I have is chicken stuffing mix. They have all kinds. They have turkey. They have all kinds, but I have found that the chicken turkey mixture to me, I just love it. Okay? And what I'm gonna do is, hold on. This is a cup full. I'm gonna add a cup full to it, okay? And that's all I'm gonna add to it. 1 cup full of the chicken stuffing mix to it, okay? And then, what did I tell you? Go ahead and stir. Okay. Smells so good already. It really does. Okay. Clean the stove a little. You know me, I can't stand when something drops or falls on me. While I'm working, I just can't hardly stand that. I like to work in a clean area. Sometimes you can't help that, but I just like to show y'all things in a clean environment, and that's what you gotta get used to. If you're cooking for your family, try to keep things clean. That way you won't have a lot to clean up when you're through. That's just some advice I'll give you. Okay, now I'm gonna add a few slices of bread. You know, like any kind of old bread that you may have. I have some old bread. And you just kind of break it into the cornbread mixture. Let's break it into it. And let's see. I have 2 slices. And one of them is an end slice. See? Those are great to add. If you got old biscuits or any, you know, anything that you've been saving, you know, you've seen it on YouTube. Okay? Just break it up as best you can. It don't have to be small, but, you know, you don't want nothing huge in there. And just stir it in. Anytime you add something, just stir. That makes it incorporate into everything else better. Okay. It smells so good. I think it's the onions and the celery that's got it smelling like that, but it smells terrific. And then too, I've been cooking other dishes today too. That's why it smells so great in my home. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 2 cups of chicken broth. Okay, that's 1 cup. That's 2 cups. Okay, stick with me. Now I'm gonna add, do you remember the hen that I cooked? You saw that video. If you didn't, you need to look at it and see when I cook my hen, well, this is the broth from the hen. I'm gonna add a cup of that hen broth. That's gonna give the dressing the best taste you ever had. Okay, and you just stir that. If you don't have a hen to cook and you don't have the hen broth, I'm sorry. I'm always honest with you all. Your dressing is just not gonna be like it should be. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. Right now, I have not cooked my turkey yet. I'm gonna add, cause I'm just doing my mixture right now. I'm prepping my mixture. When my turkey gets done in the morning, I'm gonna add some of that turkey broth to this before I bake my dress, before I bake my dressing in the oven, okay? I'm gonna add a cup, well, maybe 2 cups of that turkey broth into this also. And then I'm gonna add it to my aluminum pans, and I'm gonna bake my dressing in the oven, and it's gonna be delicious. It's not gonna take long, but what you wanna do is you wanna go ahead and do your mixture now, if you want to. A lot of people do it on the day of, but I like to keep the stress level down and to save time. I like to go ahead and do my mixture now. Okay? Okay. It smells good. It smells good. Okay, now we're gonna add a teaspoon of onion powder. Okay, a teaspoon of black pepper. Okay, I'm almost out of garlic powder on this. What we're gonna do is add a teaspoon of it, but that wasn't a teaspoonful. Okay, I'm just finishing it off. Okay, garlic powder. Okay, and I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of Adobe all-purpose seasoning, or whichever seasoning salt that you use, okay? That really doesn't matter as long as you have some seasoning salt in there, okay? I'll stir it again. And one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to add any salt, because everything that we've added to this dressing mixture has salt in it. If you add salt to it, it's gonna, you know, be too salty. Okay, YouTube fam, that's all you have to add to your dressing mixture to make it just terrific. Now, like I say, when the turkey is finished cooking, I'm gonna add, because you can see right now it's a little thick. That's because I have not added. You can, if you want to go ahead and make your dressing now, you can add some chicken broth if you wanted to this. But in order to get my recipe and to get the best taste you've ever tasted on dressing, wait until you cook your turkey and you add 2 cups of that turkey broth to this. and you bake them in the oven at 345 degrees for 45 minutes. That's gonna be the best dressing. I'm serious.